Will wear the white jersey at quarterback to lead the red team, the junior from Irvine, California. Undefeated last year as Georgia's starting quarterback. A much different team with him. They scored 37 points a game and had nearly 500 total yards of offense each of the four that he started. Georgia will be limited when it comes to the wide receiving corps today. We'll get into that just a little bit, but they have plenty of tight ends. James Cook out of the backfield on the very first play of the game, and he's able to pick up 5.
The time we saw him last year was how incredibly cerebral he is, incredibly high football IQ, and we hope to see a little bit of that today.
Here's Kearis Jackson able to pick up the first down for the red team. This was the difference both with and without.
But now he gets to focus this spring and this offseason on just building around JT's strengths.
Well, they're going to run it again. It's Zamir White, junior from Laurinburg, North Carolina.
With the defense.
Zamir White over the left side gets bottled up. That was a 4th and 2 play. We'll see what Kirby wants to do.
Go.
Pocket holds for Daniels. He finds Zamir White, and White makes the first couple miss, and he rips off
more of this next year with Todd Monken.
Fresh set of downs. Daniels, quick hitter to the outside. That's Jalen Johnson, junior from. We'll talk about the tight ends in the broadcast today. They got John Fitzpatrick out there right now. Daniels pressured, got a hand on him, and they will whistle it dead. Yeah, Kirby hadn't been shy about that either. They sent another blitz. Daniels stands tall. There's that back shoulder. And incomplete, trying to find Donnie Mitchell, newcomer from Texas by way of Nashville.
So I mentioned the back shoulder throw and George Pickens, right? This is a great throw by JT Daniels and Mitchell. But this game type environment, that's how Kirby wants to see these guys respond and how they do respond.
Dejon Edwards gets an opportunity. Solid drive in their first possession, but a missed 42-yard field goal kept them off the board. Beck has it batted up and intercepted.
15 years ago, so that ball gets batted down. Good job off the edge.
Back to the running game.
We saw Zamir White a little bit earlier. We say day one. Edwards just now going to see a little bit of James Cook, who I think is going to be the move guy in this offense. And you're right, a lot of depth, but a lot of depth at this position too.
Up the sideline, and he takes it inside the 10.
In at 6'7", 280.
Coming in out of Desert Pines High School, rated the #1 athlete in the nation. Here's Kendall Milton, and black team is on the board thanks to the long reception by Washington.
Going to be successful because he studies himself and how he can improve in the little things, and that's why he watches the NFL guys. And I love
incredibly helpful from a management perspective and kind of setting everything from. Jordan, you talked about the bunch formations and missing some ex-receivers. That one batted down at the line. Bill Norton with the big play. How can they implement a guy like Darnell Washington or these other talented tight ends?
How does he get his hips through the throw?
Daniels is also a tinkerer as he comes out of the shotgun and is able to find Zamir White. And he was telling us yesterday.
Now in gun, his right foot is forward. Started his career left foot forward at USC, then went balance. Now he's right foot forward.
That one was on the money, but incomplete, trying to find A.D. Mitchell.
He told me super twitchy, a guy that just has elite get off.
4-man rush, Daniels to the outside. Here's Mitchell again. He reclassified for the most part as a crew for this Georgia spring game. I'd never heard through the shoe 20 yards downfield as a penalty before.
Are returning this year on the outside, so an area to watch for sure today.
And Christopher Smith was only a part-time starter post-Halloween last year after Richard LeCounte's injury.
Got a few inches on him, but he's physical. And he's got some elite traits on the outside.
Offensive line trying to pave the way for
a step into a throw.
It leaves 3rd and 7 as the sun comes out. They had him pressured from behind.
Week 1, regardless of how that game goes.
Brock Vandegrift takes over at quarterback for the black team. He'll roll out on the first possession. Service had him a 5-star. It'd be the first 5-star since Justin Fields at the quarterback position is able to find. And he made a really interesting comment as Vandegrift gets chased from behind on his 2nd and 5, and he'll scramble his way for a quarterback run and a first down. They're going to let a great guy walk out the door.
Yeah, and you think about it, that when Justin Fields was with Georgia.
Vandegrift's got some reps at the number 2 quarterback throughout the course of spring ball, and that one was on time. Get the ball in the end zone, and now they'll have the opportunity to do that. That one popped up loose, and Vandegrift sandwiched says that one is recovered by the red team.
Recovered by the red team.
Monken and Kirby talked to us about yesterday is, look, he's not getting a lot of reps. Beck's getting a lot of the 2s. Vandegrift is getting some 2s, most of the 3s. Stetson needs to know what he can do. But there's some other guys with a higher ceiling on the roster ahead of him. Oh, my.
Whoa, what a grab with the flag, and Kearis Jackson Bennett. White dives for the goal line, and he is in.
Group when everyone's healthy this fall and led by Jermaine Burton, who I think is an absolute star.
Complete over the middle, and the ball may have came loose on the back end after the catch.
Big body tight end is more of a blocker. He can stretch the field, but Brock Bowers, number 19, is a guy to keep your eye on.
Could be more of a flex guy. Line up, and I think that makes it difficult there is the defense doesn't really know how to identify him. So you line him up in so many different places. But he mentioned the youth again. He said, listen, we got a lot of leadership at quarterback, running back.
Finds a soft spot again. This is Bowers.
Had, snapping and throwing a football around, making tackles. So feels like an actual football game.
Handoff to James Cook. JT Daniels had some really interesting comments when he talked about Missouri. He said, but that's not common where I come from.
Welcome to the SEC. Just means more around here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's true, though. You talk about the culture. I thought it was interesting. He also mentioned
1 or 2 looks. He said, but with Saban's coaching tree and the match zone that people run, as Daniels gets pressured there and is able to get it off to Zamir White.
It's season, or not surprised, but pleasant experience to just design an offense for one quarterback for Todd Monken.
Yeah, finally get the opportunity to have a spring. And you got a guy like Zamir White, he's 6 against Kentucky. That was a run-first game for Georgia. It went so quick, Cole made his flight. Here's White again.
That right there, bring blitz, nope.
Nope, he came late, and they almost got to him. Daniels a little bumping in the pocket, and they'll whistle him dead. After he got... Well, he was excited to get a spring under his unit's belt. Falling catch made, 23 seconds left on the clock. The pride of Savannah Christian High School. 10 seconds left in the half. 3rd and 10. Daniels fires. Caught! Great hands by A.D. Mitchell. Spring. And he might be their most natural thrower.
He definitely is. I mentioned it earlier. They grow just as individuals and on the football field.
He said that my motivation is the process to get better every day, to do my best in the field. Is to see a blitz come up the middle, Milton answers with it. And I thought that was such
to be a superstar. I do it because I want to be really good. I do it because I love this. So it doesn't matter if it's Georgia or USC or Vanderbilt for that matter. He just loves football.
Whoa! That one overthrown and intercepted by Dan Jackson. Resonate with you?
Well, I just was listening to the way he analyzes his game, how he analyzes football, how he analyzes his role. You would, Cole. True offensive lineman.
Little bump in the...
Different when the fall comes around. Todd Monken is keeping it very vanilla. Day 1, day 2, day 3 install stuff that his guys know really.
In charge of the O-line. There's a lot of head coach experience on this Kirby Smart staff. My previous stop was... And we can make an adjustment here as Muschamp. Here comes pressure.
I'm going to stick with what I know. Give me the beanie weenies. I know Cole's that kind of guy. Tom, you're a state guy. I could go either way.
Bolster their roster by looking to the transfer market?
I think it's not only realistic. I think it's necessary. I mean, you know, the West Virginia DBs coming over.
Add a couple of guys. I think experience is what you guys mentioned that would be most valuable to this football team. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I think they can go get an offensive lineman that's more talented than what they have right now.
Fantastic touch on that pass down the
He's a guy that can catch a lot of balls out of the backfield. They might move him around quite a bit next year.
I love that in the quarter. This is a 2nd and 2. On the run. Beautiful play, and it turns into a touchdown. How Georgia Freshman 5-star recruit at quarterback now. And here's Kendall Milton. I was talking about.
Because if not, you ain't going to be able to fit in. Uh-oh. Set.
All right, Monty,
He's in the snap count just because they're so worried about moving him. Like, you can't move him. So it was honestly a blessing to be able to play with somebody like that. It's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, but, that's just part of it, I guess. Oh, come on, Lewis. Oh, yeah, come on, Lewis.
Call it, Monty, call it.
Come on. Get him the bag.
Jordan, it was interesting hearing Monty talk about, and I think the average fan would love to hear more about this. As they get pressure on Carson Beck, the prep administration perspective, you absolutely look at players from programs like Georgia a little bit differently. They come with a little bit more stock.
And that's the way for him to lead. So I thought it was pretty cool. I hadn't seen it a whole lot myself, to be honest.
Here's Zamir White out of the backfield and immediately wrestled down by Lewis. Opportunities on the black team. McIntosh out with an injury. As they go, ooh, the creativity and the versatility that they've used in regard to that position in years past is a way that we haven't gotten to. 3.5 minutes left in the scrimmage, and Cole asked him about being ready to play versus being.
Where his high school coach got to meet with the Pee Wee coach or developmental league coach, whoever it was, and as a 6th grader, he gets up on the white. Which defense better than to compete against every day? This is Georgia defense, which was for a long time the best in the country last year.
So, Jordan, why do you think it took him so long?
That knee. A lot of times when you're not inside the program, especially in COVID, where we didn't get to be at practice and be in meeting rooms as much as we're used to, great bullet throw there by Carson Beck to Darnell Washington. What a throw. But with JT, it wasn't the mental aspect that was slowing him down.
Cole, there's still a chance for you to go make a play in this one.
I mean, if they let me out there, I could probably sling 1 or 2.
Nearly
a little
picked.
more air under that one.
Good.
He said he's gained a lot of confidence since he moved in the starting role.
Camp's not fun. Guess you get to play in a lot of games. But.
Broke Deshaun Jackson's freshman receiving records at Cal. Daniels going deep again. And all alone, Demetrius Robertson maybe created some space. We'll take another look, but he'll take it. 3rd down 5. To the slant. And that's good for a black team 1st down, and they're letting them play on. Braxton finishing up in Morgantown in May. Everybody in a 2-point. Here's a 3rd and 3. And Milton. Oh.
Avoid those big hits that we almost saw there.
Oh. And we got
another
a big hit to shut down the day, perhaps. There's Ringo.
He's going to be a heck of a player. Maybe this year, maybe in a couple years, but he's taken the most first-team snaps out of anybody, and there it is. It's a great drive. Great drive.